Cops just passed, just seen a big old ass. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the goddamn week. April showers, baby, coming through. Brings Mayflowers. The Mayflower? Is that a Christopher Columbus thing? Let's be honest. If there's only one person that I've been good with, like tearing the statue down, it's Christopher Columbus. But I don't know if I'm just too close to the forest to see the trees, you know, with the whole Christopher Columbus thing. Terrible guy. I understand he was a savant when it came to navigating the ocean. Okay. Did some miraculous things out there, I heard. I don't know if it's a legend, you know, if you hear these things and it's not really what you think it was. Like, there was so much shit with Jesus that you heard. It was all word of mouth. Okay. No one was doing anything back then to really collect data. It was all word of mouth, just hearsay. Okay. Because they'd be like, dude, this guy, he literally, like, maybe it was like a Gen Zer talking to someone. And they're like, dude, he literally walked on water. When literally what he did was he like kind of walked like it was low tide and there was a couple rocks and he like kind of stepped out and grabbed old boy, whoever he saved in the water. Such a disrespectful flex to just walk on water in front of somebody that's drowning. You're just like, sorry, dude. I'm just going to flex on you completely and show you how much of a bitch you are. I'm sure this has been beaten to death, but turning water into wine, real alcoholic move, real my daddy runs the company move to just be, let's just get fucking drunk. Let's just get inebriated. Okay. There had to be one person at that event that was like, Jesus, I actually need water though. And he's like, fuck you, pussy. You know, he's like, you drink what I want you to drink. Like someone's really trying to just drink water, dying of thirst. And Jesus is just like, chug, 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 chug. Doesn't really sound like my savior, you know, not my JC. What would Jesus do? He'd get fucking drunk, apparently. All right. I don't even know how we got on Jesus. Okay. How did we get there? Word of mouth, hearsay. Let's back this little bunny out of this rabbit hole, huh? Yeah, we started off with something we were going to go down about hearsay and what really happened. I'm really trying to catch it. Somebody help me. Can I get a lifeline? Nope, it's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Okay, if it's your first time here, welcome. Okay, it's great to see you. All right, it's great to have you here. We get into some shit. A lot going on in the world. A lot going on in my neck of the woods. Okay, I think we touched on this last week a little bit about the Rainey Street Ripper. There is a serial killer on the loose. Oh my God, in Austin. Okay, and it is really weird. Okay, it is weird for there to actually be a situation where this could be happening. And it could also be in reality that nothing is happening. Okay, that there's just these apparently hot young men just being dragged down to Lady Bird Lake. And I don't know if there's some kind of Schmeagle living down there, but it's just killing these men. And they're all supposedly drowning. All right. That's what they're kind of saying. I don't know if it is a situation where authorities don't want to give on anything or give too much information of clues, like it's fucking Blue's Clues. I feel like with a serial killer, because it feels like such an old school thing. Hey, maybe put a camera up underneath a bridge or two. Okay. Where these bodies are disappearing. That's what makes a serial killer seem like it's not a real thing. Because like that, like there can't really, like I really just would think that there can't really be serial killers anymore because of cameras and surveillance and phone tracking and so much stuff to where it's like there's not enough wild world for them to hide. Like in the 70s, dude, someone could just be going for a run at night, like the Hillside Strangler. Like it was a werewolf on the loose. Like someone would just be out there and they'd be like, I'm just going to strangle someone. Okay, bye. Don't enjoy your life. Just done. That couldn't happen now. There's no hillside stranglers. There's cameras all over my neighborhood, like on top of lamps. I don't know if they might just be like solar, for when the lights are supposed to turn on when the sun goes down on my side of town. I don't know if that's what they are, but there's so many public cameras to where it's like you can't really do anything. Like you think about the Western days, there was just you literally, someone pissed you off. They just walk around the saloon and you just go, pew, and you just walk back in the saloon. And then they question people. That's like, you really did not, before forensics, dude, if you just had a good poker face, you could get away with anything. You could just be like, nope, wasn't me. And they're like, all right, enjoy your sarsaparilla. But there really is a serial killer on the loose in Austin. They're calling him the Rainey or her. I'm an equal opportunist, or they, them, whatever their pronouns are. The Rainey Street Ripper. It could be. They are just going around, just allegedly over the course of some time. It's been like 15, 20 victims. Okay, and they're all saying that they deemed them as drownings. And all these families are coming out saying that it's not drownings, that they knew they were proficient swimmers. If I disappear, just know I didn't drown, okay? I'm also a little insulted because I be out at night and no Rainey Street killer be after me. Do you have to be over 6 feet tall for this Rainey Street Ripper to think you're an attractive young man? Did I miss the cutoff? Is there no more... In my 30s, I'm all washed up. I'm all used up to you. Okay. I'm in the shift of my life from being hot to just like young daddy material. Okay. You gotta gracefully age into the next thirst trap. Okay. I'm not in my Axe body spray era anymore. Okay. You see me with Axe body spray on, it's a problem. Okay. We're trying to hold on to some. Axe body spray really just reminds me of high school locker rooms. Okay. That's what it really is. Okay. It doesn't feel okay. I'm so disconnected from Axe body spray. I don't know anybody who wears it. I think that would be an issue too. Cause it'd be like, you'd have to ride a school bus to find someone who's like actively announcing that they're wearing Axe body spray. They're like, dude, I just got that new fucking Arctic Chill 2-pack from Target. Let's go. I feel like if you even try to buy Axe body spray, you should have to show your ID. And it should only say 16 years old. Okay. If you're 17 years old, the fuck out of here. Go get some Drakkar Noir like a young adult. Okay. Like a real 17-year-old. You can even go to the 99-cent store, buy that Drakkar Noir knockoff. Same thing. I think part of the reason I'm messed up is because I would wear cologne from the 99-cent store when I was a kid. Like, I remember thinking, I don't know how, this is also the other thing is like these 99-cent stores and Dollar Trees, they were selling like, I remember it was Michael Jordan cologne. It had like a basketball little cardboard box and everything. I thought it was the real deal for $1. I was like, yo, that's cool of Jordan to be selling this shit for $1. And maybe I just didn't look close enough at the label, but maybe it was like Michael Jordan. They like put a little accent on there. But I remember one time I got checked by this adult, okay, because this adult parent of someone on the swim team was putting on cologne after swim practice. First of all, are you about to cheat? It's like 8:30 at night, and what are you doing after this? Listen, anybody who puts cologne on, I just feel like you're going to cheat. Okay, cologne is a weird thing. I think that might be the thing we look at most as a generation, and we're like, that's where we messed up. Okay, but I remember this adult, he put on this cologne, and he was like, I was like, ooh, like I think I was like trying to roast him a little bit as a kid, and he was like, this is Michael Jordan, and I was like, oh, I have that too, and he looked at me weird, and then I was like, yeah, I got it at the 99-cent store. And he was like, that wasn't Michael Jordan. That is a knockoff. That's not anything like what I have. This was $110 or whatever the fuck it was. And I remember having no comeback because I was like, okay, well, you just pretty much told me Santa wasn't real because I'm over here spritzing myself with this Michael Jordan and then going hitting Lane Pool Park and trying to hoop it with the kids. And it's shattering my reality because I think I would spray Michael Jordan cologne, get a couple, and I hit the courts just thinking I was going to be 23. Okay. That was Michael Jordan's number, I think. But yeah. It's a weird time to be in Austin. Rainey Street Ripper. I remember what I was thinking earlier. Okay. It was Christopher Columbus. All right. If we really this is a real topic. Okay. Let's not be disrespectful here. Okay. Let's be real, Evan. The first time that I actually learned about Christopher Columbus in light of who Christopher Columbus is in reality, a monster, was first year at the University of Puerto Rico. There was a class called The History of Puerto Rico, also known as Historia de Puerto Rico. Okay? Little Cokie Frogs for you. And on the first day, they dropped the Christopher Columbus bit. They go, boom. Who knows Christopher Columbus? Ooh. Kid from the States. Boom. Wrong answer. Because, I start saying, oh, he was a world explorer and blah, blah, blah. She's like, no, he was a fucking monster that raped this land and tons of other native people in all his travels. And then we were reading excerpts from his journals. And if you haven't read them, listen, I'm preaching to the choir. I feel like everybody's read Christopher Columbus's journals. Some of the worst shit you can imagine, what he was doing to the Taino people. I'm sure he did to other cultures, and just brutal, disgusting stuff. I mean, one of his shipmates was like, maybe I should throw this journal, overboard because this wasn't no regular Dear Diary. Today I met some nice Taino Indians from Puerto Rico. No, it was dark. And you learn like how much of a piece of shit he was. There's a good episode of Sopranos. Your boy is deep. Okay. Woke up this morning, ate some gabagoo. There's a great episode where they talk about Christopher Columbus. And this shows how far in the back in the times I am, because I just didn't know this, but it was already like a point that, Italians they liked Christopher Columbus. The parents did in Sopranos, and the adults, they were all proud of him because he was kind of their Rocky. They already have a Rocky. That doesn't really make sense, but he was an icon for Italians in the sense of he was historically a great person if you leave out the whole Diablo diary that he kept. And it's not even just the diary, it's the actions he actually did. Okay. It was more of a journal report of some of the shit he did. And it was a big debate because they were like, I think it's good we changed it from Christopher Columbus Day to Indigenous whatever day. And that might be the wokest shit you ever hear me say. That's it. That's like the limit is, I think there, and here's the thing. I think there is good shit to being woke. I don't think you don't want to be woke. It's just woke got hijacked. Okay. Because all wokeism should really be is seeing shit that was bad or is bad and making really quality. But these words have gotten hijacked on what that really means. Like, dude, equality, it's just got radicalized, to use another trigger word. Listen, we have an election year coming up next year, so I'm trying to get all these buzzwords in here for the trending algorithm. Stupid anyway. But yeah, what happens with, there's been so much with cancel culture, and it's like, there's so much with like history that we prop up. And are there a lot of statues that probably should be taken down? Sure. I'm sure there are. Okay. But I'm sure but where do we stop? Where's the barometer? Okay. Because I feel like there'll be a point where it's like, okay, now we're going overboard again. Okay. Or do we, what's that quote that the victors are the one that write the history books, which makes sense, is like whoever won, they were like, yeah, we're going to do this shit. But I think there's dope characters in history that we should look more into. Not rewrite history, but I think authenticate it. I think maybe look at some shit and wonder what really happened. Figure out who really should be put up on a pedestal or a statue. Because there's great people in history that I think never get mentioned. Do I know their names? No, that's why we need to mention them. Plenty of people that we probably don't teach in history. But then again, your boy's not a scholar, because if I was going to do anything, I'd gut the entire public education system, our value system, and just kind of redo it to revamp it. Okay. Do you know how dumb it is that we had an entire generation of children raised on geometry and algebra 2 and calculus, and then didn't give one single lesson on finances or loans, or tried to really help people figure out that shit, like the most important shit ever? Listen, if I was a conspiracy theorist and your boy has been known to partake on a juicy one, I would say a lot of education is literally just training people just to do boring shit that you don't give a fuck about for 8 hours a day. Boom. Come get me, America. Figured out your little system. Anyway, let's move on. That really petered out. Okay. Listen, I've just been distraught here. We've got a lot going on with this Rainey Street Ripper. Things are well though, people. Things are well. Listen, summer is coming in hot. Your boy's been fishing, been going out to random lakes and rivers. I even been going and sneaking into some private ponds. Your boy don't give a fuck. Y'all shouldn't have let me in. Okay? But things are well. Okay. Big things are happening in Austin. I know, I don't know if people even care when I start talking about comedy. But there's a lot of cool things happening here with, obviously, Rogan's Club opened up, the Mothership, going there tonight, trying to get on a showcase. Brian Redband, another figure in the comedy scene. One of the most important characters in comedy, I believe. He was obviously Rogan's first podcast producer, and his really I think he's one of the more important people in comedy that doesn't necessarily get the same level of respect that he probably should. But all that be said, he has a club down the street that he opened up from Rogan's on 6th Street. Your boy, I'm back in it, okay? I'm back in the dirty 6 out there on a regular basis, hating myself being down there. Listen. Yesterday, I got approached from one lady who was asking me for dollars. It threw me off because she didn't say $1. She wanted more than $1. What a bold claim to just be like, do you have dollars? No. Because then it's just like, you're already asking for more than $1. Okay. And then there's another lady, dude. I see her every single time. She hangs out on this one block. She fucking runs this block. She has a shaved head, but she cuts her head, and always there's like blood on her head and stuff. And she'll put heroin in between her toes and shit. It's real dark. Okay. I see her all the time. Sometimes she's in the middle of the street with a clear plastic thing. Like I saw everything. Okay. And it's not cool. Okay. It's not like you see some parts out in public, and it's not like you just saw a nip slip or something, or like a sundress got blown up and you're like, oh shit, it must be my lucky day. Like looking around for like a leprechaun. No, this is like I never wanted to see something like that. She'll wrap plastic around herself sometimes as if it's a dress and there's nothing underneath, and it's brutal. Okay. Saw her yesterday. Saw a lady dancing in the street. Okay. Just trying to stop cars. That's the other thing, is they don't give a fuck. It's like they're playing Frogger if the frog had a death wish. Okay. Like they're not trying to get by. They're trying to get you to stop. And then I saw this other dude. So listen, I go and sign up for the mothership. Didn't get on the showcase. What it is basically get the opportunity to perform for the main booker of the show. If you have a good set, or if you get on, there's a lot of people auditioning, like just trying to get on the list. If you get on, great. You can perform for the booker. And if it goes well, you'll get asked back to do another show. And if that goes well, you'll possibly get an opportunity to be a regular. That's the main thing I'm going for, is to try to be a regular. Cause then you grow, you get better. That's been my focus, and there's like a lot of stuff that happens where you start feeling like you're good enough to do certain things. But I'm just at a point where I just want to get better. I just want to get great at this. I just want to do things that I enjoy and, enjoy it. So last night I got on the showcase at Sunset, which is Red Band's club. And I was like frustrated because it's Sunday and this is boo me. It doesn't matter. I can adjust my schedule. And like Sundays are usually times I'm like, I just want to relax, reset for the week. But it's like, this is my goal. This is what I'm trying to do with my fucking life. Like I'll do anything. So I'm there. I didn't get on the mothership, and I'm at Sunset. I'm 32nd on the list. Everybody's going up and eating their dick because there's no real crowd. It's just comics. And it's like, ugh, you hate it. And then, so I'm there till, signed up at 6. I'm there till 9:30 just to do 3 minutes. But right before I'm about to go on, a crowd of like 12 to 15 people come in, and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm going to have a real audience. This is dope. Like, to get to actually get laughs and everything. So I go up, I do some stuff I know works. I do some new material that gets some laughs, and I actually have a fun set, where I just thoroughly enjoyed it. And I was walking back through 6th Street, and I realized how fucking dope this is. Like, I'm passing, I'm going from Sunset. There's comedians everywhere. I'm walking to the mothership. There's comedians everywhere. Bill Burr's inside. And I'm like, this is my fucking life. This is so dope to just be in the trenches, to just be here. And, walking back to my truck, walk past a homeless person with shit on themselves. Cool. It's the price I pay. And then I walk by the Creek in the Cave, which is another show. That's another club. That's where I shot the OnlyFans special that's supposed to be dropping next month or two, allegedly. But it's so dope to just be out here and to have been out here the past couple years, because now there's a lot of people who are trying to move here now that everything's opened up. And that's great. Get in where you fit in, I love it. I love that it is becoming such a competitive scene, because when I see someone go on stage and do something that's spectacular, and then I'm just like, oof, I'm like, there are levels to that, and I'm trying to get there. So like, I want this and I don't want it at the same time, but I know it's what I need. I want to be the worst comic on a show. I want to feel like, fuck, everybody else is out of my league. I need to prove that I belong on the bottom here. I need to prove I at least belong in this group, even if it is at the bottom. And I think when like being around legendary comedians and like, these huge names that are starting to come through, it's going to make me get better. It's going to force me to get better, because you either adapt and you can rise to that level, or you're going to get pushed down and you're going to get run out. You're not going to survive in, a competitive scene. And that's something that I think you got to do. I was talking to some comics last night about it and I think the reason why I like talking about comedy, to be honest with you, because I think there's a parallel for it in every single form of life. Because it all just breaks down. Like comedy is literally just, I think, a parallel of life of any other industry or thing. Like it's all the same, except for fighting. Okay. This is what I think is so dope about comedy that not a lot of stuff is the same with. And I think a lot of people have a fighting mindset or used to with comedy and it fucked everything up. In fighting, if you look at like the UFC or something like that, all your peers, you're all competing. You literally have to get in there and fight for a spot, whether it's the title, whether it's whatever it is to just move up. Everything's competition within your weight class. In comedy, no. Everything, you should have a healthy mindset of being like, yeah, you want people better than you. You don't want to be the best. I mean, you want to strive to be the best version of yourself, but it's an art form. Everything's a matter of opinion of what people like. Just do you, baby, and get better. And that's what's dope is it's a good world to be in because there is a lot of that mindset of we all help each other and we all get better and we happy for other people's success and are inspired by it and motivated. It is dope. It is dope. And it's a better mentality to have than thinking that going bitter or jealous on it, because that's possible. That's possible for me. That's possible for anybody in life to have a situation where you can look at it one way and get bitter and jealous and, just bad on a situation, or the same exact person, you can have a good perspective on it and be like, that's amazing. That's great. This is what you want. Because it feels good. It feels good to be a good person in a scene and also just see success of people that are around you. It's just dope because I'm sure there's 1,000 other stories like this. Probably hundreds, at least in this area, where it was a risk. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. Moved here 2 years ago and was like, fuck it, let's just see what happens. And it's literally turning into the best case scenario for comedians that are here right now. Just the opportunities and the ability to get stage time and just get better. Because I know for a fact I've gotten a lot better by just being here because it's so competitive. Okay. And I was talking to a few comedians about it last night that it's good to start in a smaller scene. I don't know if starting in Austin is good. I've never started in a big scene like this or a competitive bubbling scene. But it's good to start in a smaller scene that's kind of not connected to anything. It's a lot less competitive. It's more supportive. And then when you get a certain level, then you go to the bigger scene and you compete there. Because it's going to be hard. But yeah, I'm just #blessed. Okay. Next week, we have a episode coming out with Zach Silverman, a very funny comedian here in Austin, originally from, I believe, Massachusetts. Talk about chicken tendies and shit like that. But I just want to thank you guys. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Your boy's going through changes. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up, and I just want to get candid for a second. I'm trying to be the most authentic version of myself. Okay, I'm trying because I realize how important that is. And I know sometimes I think it's easier for me sometimes to just make certain jokes and say things, like always trying to go for the laugh and be this other version of myself. I think it's something you do is that you project what you think you want the world to see. And it's something I've been realizing because with the direction some of my jokes started going, I almost started becoming this cooler version of myself that I wanted to come across as. But I realized there's a disconnection through that. And that it wasn't authentic. And when I start doing certain kind of jokes that are more authentic, there's a better connection and they do better. I don't know if that's the microdosing mushrooms that I've been doing. Okay. But we're just going to roll with it. Okay. And I'm in a good place. And I appreciate everybody who ever reaches out, who just listens to the podcast. You don't even have to reach out. But if, I see there's listeners. Okay. And it's dope. It's dope. Okay. And yeah. Some things are going to be changing in the studio. So look out for that. And remember, no matter what, I still love you.